My name is Onrie'S. You've seen me sell comics. I want to buy this comic.
Too bad, because that comic sucks!
You're watching Onrie'S Comic Mukbang Reviews. Prepare to get banged.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Onrie'S Comic Mukbang Reviews. I'm your host, Onrie'S. It's great to be here with you guys this evening. I'm a little worried because I actually got called out by Facebook and YouTube a couple hours ago. And they told me that I have to stop swearing on my show. And I was like, I don't swear. Prove that I swear. And so they sent me this video right here.
Now we have Deadpool 10. Why don't you fucking buy it? And now we got this. Oh, fuck. Shit! We'll spotlight on Nick Fuckery. Oh, shit. Oh, piss. X-Men. More like semen. Damn it! Shit! Ass! What the fuck? Shit my ass! Piss, fuck, shit, ass, fuck! Shitty, shitty, bang, bang. Shitty, shitty, bang, bang. We love you. Bang, bang, shitty, shitty, bang, bang.
So anyway, you know, they take this really seriously apparently, and they're like, hey, you know, you need to like bring in like a fucking cyber nanny or something. This fucking bullshit. Oh shit, I think I already fucking blew it. All right, well anyway, we got a great show for you guys tonight, and I am bringing in a special guest. Why is there two of me here? No, this should be the big one. This should be the big one. And then no, damn it. No. And Eddie, I'm sorry. Fuck. Until we get this right, this is no. I don't fucking want this shit. What the fuck?
Hey, you kind of ruined it now, pal.
Yeah, I had this working right before we started. Why is it doing this? Oh, okay, there we go. No, I don't want to maximize that, you ass. Oh my god. Dude, this is ridiculous. I worked this out. I had it perfect. I had it perfect. Oh my god. All right, OBS. Come on. All right. I'm going to have to... Come on.
It's already blown, dude.
There we go. No, it's not. It's saved. Oh my gosh. Oh man. All right, I'm gonna move this over just a bit here. Gosh, you'd think like this would be easy, man. What a fuck up. We already started on a fuck up. Anyway, guys, it is my pleasure to bring on our new cyber nanny for the evening. We got Eddie Von Bisenstein in the house. Eddie, what's going on, brother?
All right, you flaming pile of comics. There will be no fun heading here tonight. You already got warned once. They already warned you twice. I'm warning you for the third time. You behave yourself. There will be no dams, hell, shits, or asses going on in here tonight. You will have
we're not supposed
no
to
fun whatsoever. Do you understand?
Fuck. We can't fucking say that shit on the air. They'll get fucking pissed at us. We can't say balls or shit or fuck or ass. Nothing. You can't say any of that.
I'm the internet police. I'll say whatever the hell I want. Now you behave yourself. Sling some comics. Tell people what they're about. Keep it G-rated, or you're gonna get the stick.
The shit end of the stick. I mean, yeah, okay. Anyway,
yeah, right. The screw up ended our shtick.
My 9-year-old is sitting here laughing his ass off. This is so great.
So am I.
Yeah, dude, this is like, you know, parent. I'm like the worst parent ever. I'm one of the best parents ever. Oh, that's good. I'm glad. Because I say shit fucking ass. That's how you know you're a good parent, is if you say shit fucking ass. All right. Okay. Anyway, there are a lot of comics this week that made me want to say shit fucking ass multiple times. Eddie, how you doing tonight, man?
I'm doing good. How you doing, brother?
I'm great. Thank you for being here. I'm so honored to have you on here, man.
Oh, please. It's my honor. You're the best.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
I'm just here for comic relief.
Yes, for comic relief. And trust me, if there's anything these comics have provided this week, it's relief. I don't know if they're comic relief, the type of comic relief we want, but we're going to dive into it. And we're going to start off with this bad boy right here, which I actually enjoyed. So Punisher and the Amazing Spider-Man #2. This is a 5-part series by Dan Abbott. And the artwork in here is actually really good. We're going to get to this son of a bitch in a little bit. But anyway, all right. Actually, I should probably clear all these other books off. Okay. You guys have seen all the previews of all the books that are going to be reviewed tonight. So this was actually a really great read. And obviously everybody's got this big heart on right now for Tarantula all of a sudden because of Brand New Day, because he showed up for like 2 seconds in it. But, it's great to see him. I wish this villain got more space like he did in the old comics, but, whatever. The focus here is on the Punisher. And it's really kind of interesting because we see a deeper side of the Punisher that I feel like is usually missing in Marvel's like narrative of the character, like their approach in the comics. Like he's always like just silent. He doesn't say anything. He's just going around killing people. But like you can see he's really trying to convert Spider-Man to becoming like him. And Spider-Man's really considering it because this is a younger Spider-Man. This isn't like, the experienced Peter Parker that, we know. But I can't help but wonder, would this conversation happen? And after seeing Brand New Day, I think if we were in that world, we could see that. But like if we're in 616, like the 616 world, like could we see that happening? Like, what do you think, Eddie?
Anything's possible in comics, man. But
That's
I
true.
kind of flipped through this one, and it didn't seem like the old Frank. It seems like the Frank from the movie.
Right.
And so the way they've made it, yeah, it works.
It does.
I get it. I dig it. I actually kind of dig it.
I actually like this a lot. This was a really good book. The narrative is moving really well. Like even this is honestly better than the mainline Spider-Man books right now. Like give me this and I'll be happy. I mean, the artwork is fine. I mean, it could be a little bit tighter. I don't think there's anything to write home about, but I mean, it's all right. It's a little too comical at times. Like sometimes I kind of want a more grounded Spider-Man, especially when he is dealing with like the more like underground stuff and street level stuff. But this wasn't a bad book at all. I really enjoyed it. I surprisingly really enjoyed it. I'm going to give this a 4 out of 5 for this week because I was pleasantly surprised. I was not expecting this to be as good as it was.
It's kind of actually been that way with the ongoing Spider-Man and the side projects. The side projects seem to be a little more sharp. And
totally.
Pay more attention to them. Like Predator was fantastic read.
Oh,
Spider-Man
yeah.
Predator. I even had fun with Spider-Man Godzilla. I mean, when they put the symbiote on Godzilla, that was fantastic. I was dying laughing.
Yeah, I didn't read that one, but that is one to pick up for sure. I mean, I have it. I just haven't read it. But yeah, that's really badass. But I totally agree with you. I think like the Hickman run that we see, the Long Way Home or No Way Home or whatever that's been coming out, that's been interesting too. But definitely the Predator Spider-Man, that was really freaking good.
That was a badass book, man.
Yeah. All four chapters. So this I was really impressed with this, guys. If you're looking for like a good Spider-Man Punisher story, like you came off of Brand New Day and you're like, I want more like Frank and Peter,
You want more Frank and Peter.
I'm
I'm going to have that on a clip. You guarantee that.
If you want more cock and balls, you can get this book. You should just call this book Cock and Balls right here. Yeah, but that was a 4 out of 5. This was a fun read. So definitely check that out. The next book, man, I got a lot to say about this next book here.
Uh-oh.
So Spider-Man, Hulk, Fire and Brimstone. And, this is written by Kevin Smith, a writer that I actually, and film director, that I have a lot of respect for. Like, before we dive into the review of this, let's just look at all the things that Kevin Smith has done for comics over the years, because I want to say the good before I get to the bad, because this was not my favorite book this week. But, dude made movies and he made comics cool in those movies. Like Mallrats made it okay for me to like read comics in public and not feel like a nerd, because like Jason Lee was such a fucking hilarious dude, and he didn't put up with anybody's shit, and he was making comic book references left and right. And, you know, he brought Stan Lee to like the silver screen, and, you know, in a way that was, that I think honestly made Stan cool and hip for a younger crowd. Like, you know, Stan was the Marvel guy before that, but it was like more like he was Uncle Stan. But like when he showed up in Mallrats, it was like, wow, this is like the cool, my uncle grew with me, and like he's still fucking cool as hell, and I want to chill with him, and I want to, you know, ask him for life advice, kind of a thing. Like that's what Kevin Smith did for comics and the films and in his movies. And then he opened up a comic shop, and he also wrote a lot of comics, and these comics are really great. He had very definitive runs on Green Arrow, Daredevil. He's just done some really cool stuff over the years. And he's been doing a lot of stuff recently, too. He's been doing this Superman Bizarro series that I've been reading and reviewing. And now we come to this book here, Spider-Man, Hulk, Fire, and Brimstone. And I got to tell you off the bat, I really am not a fan of this cover. Like, it's, I don't know, it just feels like a little too muddy for me. You know, I don't feel like the Hulk has proper proportions here. I'm just really not a fan of it. But then let's get to the writing now. What's up, buddy?
I agree with that.
Oh, Alan's agreeing with us, so that's good. I'm sorry. I'm going to adjust the screen here. Okay. But now let's get to the book itself. My biggest problem here is the writing. So, you know, and again, I have nothing but respect for Kevin Smith, but this is a review show, and I want to tell you guys what I really feel when I read these comics. And Eddie, you're welcome to chime in if you've read this or not. But, you know, first we got, you know, this event that's happening. It's like a big church-related thing that Peter Parker's taking photos at for the Daily Bugle. And now all of a sudden, all these villains come and attack. And these are not small villains, all right? We got Absorbing Man, Stilt Man, Everyman, Man Bull, Mole Man, Sandman, Titanium Man, Molten Man. And together they're the Manosphere. Da-da! You know, like, I mean, I get it. Yeah, seriously. It's like he says it right there. We're the Manosphere. And I get it. It's funny. But, you know, like, this is a serious threat. Like, let's take our villains seriously here. And then the villains are all making puns. And then Spider-Man shows up and he starts making puns. And all throughout this book, everybody's making puns, including the Hulk. Hulk is also making puns. And then Daredevil shows up later on in the story. And, you know, he starts making, he shows up as Matt Murdock. So, and he starts making puns. It's like everybody's written the exact same way. This is written like very monotone. And I'm sure there's some intent there. I don't think Kevin Smith does things without intention. He's not a careless writer, you know, and I've even read his autobiography. He clearly knows, you know, these characters that he's writing, but this just felt like everybody's written the same. It's almost like a satire on Spider-Man, but, you know, like, and Hulk. I mean, Spider-Man and Hulk teaming up, that's not a very common thing. And it's a very, like, it's a big deal. And when you take all their villains and you kind of minimize them in the first few pages, like, I fucking hate when comics do that. That feels like filler. It's like they should, all the Manosphere, you know, crew, that should have been the major threat right there. Why are you minimizing your villains and making them like a secondary threat? And now we got this other main threat that, you know, honestly, I don't even care about. There's more puns in this Spider-Man Hulk book than there is the Punisher and Amazing Spider-Man. I mean, this is the punniest book there is, and there is every pun intended. I did not like this. I was not a fan of it. So, Kevin, I got all respect for you, man. If you ever see this, just remember, I have nothing but respect for you, but I have to give this a 2 out of 5. This was just not.
Wow. His Masters of the Universe run was great.
Oh, dude, the show was fucking awesome. The show was great. Me and Alan watched it. We loved it. You know, he did really good stuff. And here's the thing. Issue 1s are hard. I get it. But this, I think, here's the other lesson here. Let's say we're trying to convert someone who has never read a comic before to reading a comic. They've never read a comic before. and this is the first comic that they read, if this was the first comic I ever read in my entire life, and I picked this up, I would never pick up another comic after reading it.
Wow.
Because it just shows me that it's silly. Like this is not stuff you take seriously. There's nothing here that's relatable. All the characters sound like they're being written the same exact way. Nothing feels like it's at stake. We've seen this a million times. Hulk now has to go to hell. That's happening in the fucking main Hulk line right now. Like, come on, guys. Like, the editorial department should have said something to Kevin and been like, we're kind of doing that with Infernal Hulk right now. You know, because I guarantee you, Kevin wants to make a good comic. I don't think Kevin has an ego about how he goes about writing stuff. Again, I have nothing but respect for Kevin Smith. And I think he's an incredible creator, and what he's done for comics as a medium is incredible. But this book here is just filler shit. If this were the first comic anyone had ever read, I doubt they'd ever pick it up again. There's nothing in this that makes you want to pick up the next one.
Wow, that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
But you know, even in his films for me either stick and hit home, or they're just weird. Like, I love the ones that you named, but Tusk, what the hell was Tusk? I still don't know what the hell he was going for in Tusk. So,
well, I mean, he was experimenting, and look,
Yeah.
he might be experimenting here too. So, you know,
Could be.
I didn't like this issue, and like I said, I know how hard issue ones are. Issue ones are always the hardest. So I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. Let's see what happens with issue 2. If issue 2 is just
So did
bad,
the puns just not stick, or were there too many?
there's just too many, and
Too
every
many.
character, everybody's got a pun in this fucking book. Like, every fucking person's got a pun in this book, and when everybody's doing that, it's like you got two problems now. Every character is written the same, and they don't sound interchangeable at all. And two, like, it's just not engaging. You know, like, make Matt Murdock sound like Matt Murdock. And Kevin Smith is a huge Daredevil fan. You know, like, he's a very big Daredevil fan. So, and he's written lots of Daredevils. So I'm just shocked that, like, we don't have that gritty, you know, lawyer voice for Matt Murdock, who has, represented Bruce Banner before in court and is trying to protect him. Spider-Man sitting there making jokes when the Hulk just, you know, hulked out. You know, you got all these villains out there who, you know, are calling themselves the Manosphere. I mean, come the fuck on. Would they really do that? Like, it's almost like they don't take themselves seriously, and they're the villains. You know, they should be going out there and causing such strife that someone has to stop them, but no one is there. And now it's up to Spider-Man and Hulk. Like, until Marvel starts taking these villains seriously, we're not going to take them seriously. Like, they got to be like huge level threats again, and they're just not. You know, like, that. This is just that's the disappointing thing for me.
Interesting.
You know, I'm going to even go further. That Ultimate Spider-Man series that Jonathan Hickman wrote, the one that I really liked, its biggest problem was it didn't have a centralized villain. It was really weak as a result. It did not have a good villain. Like, it didn't have a good centralized villain to drive the narrative forward. Like, and that villain should be Norman Osborn. And the biggest problem with the mainline comics right now is Norman's a good guy. Why the fuck is Norman Osborn a good guy? He's Norman fucking Osborn. You know, it's like Joker is now going to be Batman. Like, come the fuck on. Like, you know, it just doesn't work. You know, I can't get behind good Norman. So, you know, and they already tried to bring him back to evil, and then they brought him back to good. And to me, it just seems like such a silly thing anyway. Like, the best villains don't consider themselves to be the bad guys. They consider themselves to be the heroes. They are justified in their actions, even though they're wrong. That's what makes them villains. There's no magic pill you can take to become a good guy or a bad guy. Like,
right.
The way it's written, it just feels like these characters are not real anymore. We can't relate to them, you know? So
I'm not going to go on a huge rant, but that's the way I have felt that the big two have been for quite a while. is they like to recycle old stuff we've already read and just throw it on different people. Like when they had Doc Ock merge with Spidey. Now we have good Norman. And it's like, dude, we've seen all this before. And that's what made me such a big indie supporter, is I just got so tired of them recycling storylines between the two, because one will put out a story and then 6 months later the other one will put out the same damn story with different characters.
There's a lot of safeguards going. Sorry, I interrupted.
No, you're good.
Yeah. But I agree so heavily with what you're saying. You're 100% right. I mean, that is a big problem with Big Two. But all that being said, there's good stuff coming out too. We're just, like, honestly, I feel like we need to get back to the core of that. And
I wish they would give the attention they give these spin-off comics to the main run.
Yeah.
Because those spin-offs are just brilliant. I love it. I've already said it, but I love that Predator book.
Yeah.
That was fantastic.
And that Predator, he was a fucking villain. He was
damn right.
Like he was an outcast from his own tribe. Yep. So like, they were coming to kill him. He was going around skinning just whoever he could fucking skin. And then, they're teaming up with Kraven the Hunter, who's like, helping him out. Like, that's a fucking threat right there. And then you got Spider-Man, who's way out of his element, fighting the Predator, which is like, the ultimate killing machine. This thing, if you read the Predator Wolverine, it's a serious threat. And it's got all this technology now because it, stole stuff from Wakanda and all these things. So like it, I totally agree with you. It that Predator versus Spider-Man, that was really great. And that's the kind of villains we need in the story and the narrative, and to drive it forward. And even with this Punisher Spider-Man, it's a good book, but like, where's the threat? Oh, they're just going around. It's almost like it's a, it's just like it's like a bromance between these two characters. And I don't fucking care about a bromance between these characters. Let's have a good story. Nevertheless, this was still a good book. I'm holding my review on it, and I'm holding my review on the Spider-Man Hulk. We'll see where things go. But now I want to go to Reborn Ultimate Impact #4. I call this the Clack-a-Lack book because there was like this one segment in the second issue where these two characters merged, a la Firestorm, and they had these bracelets, and they're like, we got these bracelets from like some fucking thing, and like let's clack them together, clack-a-clack, and then they become this fucking big demon thing, which is fucking stupid. But like, anyway, it's like the most obvious thing that could fucking happen. Yeah, but anyway, this has been interesting, and I think it's pivotal to everything we're seeing happening right now with the relaunch of Avengers and everything that's coming up. Like, for those of you guys who haven't been following the Ultimate Universe, back in 2023, Jonathan Hickman relaunched the Ultimate Universe with a 4-part series called Ultimate Invasion, which showed the Maker break out of the prison that he was put in by the Illuminati. He went and created an alternate timeline where he rewrote history so that all the heroes that came to be didn't actually get their they didn't become heroes. And that's what launched the new Ultimate Universe, was that Iron Lad, who's the Tony Stark of this world. What's up, Zach? I brought in a Cyber Nanny today. We got Eddie in as a Cyber Nanny.
What's up, Nope?
And Iron Man now has to help these these heroes come into their line to fight the Maker. And so that's what the whole Ultimate Universe was about. And then it ended. So Marvel decided, we're ending it. Kind of. It was a light ending. So the universe titles are done. The Ultimate Universe titles are done, but they survived with Reborn Ultimate Impact, because in one of the side stories called Ultimate Incursion, Miles Morales goes into the new Ultimate Universe because he was from the same universe as the Maker. And originally the Maker invited him to come, and he said no. But the Maker steals his kidnaps his sister, and so he has to go into this universe. And in there he retrieves all of the origin boxes from the maker and has to give it to Iron Man in the 616 universe. And then as he's trying to do it, the Spot steals it from him, and now all this shit's happening, and all these random people are getting superpowers. And so that's what's really kind of like the driving force in Reborn Ultimate Impact. And every single issue kind of focuses on a different hero. This one focuses on Captain America, and it's actually a really good issue. I feel like this is the best Captain America we're getting outside from the actual Captain America comic we're seeing right now. But all of this ties into Avengers Armageddon, and it's going to tie into the Avengers universe stuff that's going to be coming pretty soon. So this was a fun read. It was a short read, but it was really good. I like what's happening. I think we're going to see some really neat stuff happening in the Marvel universe now as a result of what happened in the Ultimate Universe, and I like how they're kind of like converging yet again. So this is kind of interesting. Art's pretty good. I mean, this is a really cool. Captain America gets into a really cool fight with this big creature. I think it's a Nihilus. I don't think it's a Nihilus. I think it's like some guy who serves a Nihilus. But now there's a Black Wonder Man too. So they made the show. Now we got an actual black. We got the Wonder Man of New Jersey. I'm gonna give this a 3.5 out of 5. This was good.
I can see what you were saying about that being a quick read when you were flipping through there, because I noticed a lack of word bubbles. It was a lot of art and
it's a lot of art, a lot of ads. I mean, I'm noticing that on a lot of these books. It's like, there's a ton of ads. It's definitely becoming like, I mean, you can definitely feel that on some books. But still, it's funny, Eddie, because I'm reading so much different stuff right now. A lot of Bronze Age books too. Like I'm reading, Frank Miller's run on Daredevil. I'm putting together an entire run of Amazing Spider-Man from issue 200 on up. I just finished reading John Byrne's Fantastic Four, and I plan on doing an overview of that tomorrow. And it's like those books, I feel like there was so much more depth to those books. Like you didn't just read them in 5 minutes. It wasn't just, it wasn't decompressed like right. A lot of these books are. Like I read Ultimate Reborn Impact in like 5 minutes, which for me is convenient because I got to review all these books. But am I ever going to pick that book up again? Probably not. And that's the unfortunate thing. Like for the amount of books that are coming out, I wish that we would get more quality and less quantity when it comes to our weekly comics. I'd rather spend a little bit more on each title per week and have less titles coming out than get, a flurry. We didn't need any of these Spider-Man titles this week. I don't think we needed Spider-Man titles this week, but we got them. That's great. That's fine. But like, if we just had one good Amazing Spider-Man book right now, I'd be happy with that. That's all I need.
That's another thing too with the big two is when they have like 12 different things going on with the same character and they keep renumbering things back to number one. So how do you follow a storyline? It makes it really difficult. And I don't mean to be crapping on the big two, but this is what made me such an indie follower is those kind of things. Good Lord, in Marvel, there must be at least 20 alien number ones. And if you want to keep the continuation of the story going, good luck, because trying to piece them together, that's what the numbering was for. But when you release a new series and you give it a number one, you expect it to be a new series. You don't expect it to be issue 23, picking up from where another one left off. How do you know that? You don't.
Oh, I agree.
And people new to comics are going to be like, what the hell is going on here?
Yeah. I mean, that was something that Dak always used to tell me. Yeah, it's time for bed. Sorry, my son was here. That was something that Dak told me that Stan Lee and told him when he was working at Marvel was that you have to treat every comic as someone's first. Mm-hmm. Like if this was the first comic anybody, and I'll tell you, every book we've read tonight, if I didn't explain all the backstory between all the things that happened in Ultimate Reborn Impact, if that was the first comic you read ever in your life, you'd have no idea what was going on. You'd likely never pick up another comic again. Comics have to have the ability to stand on their own or at least generate enough curiosity for you to want to go in and pick up what else has come before it. And it's a challenging thing to do because there is a narrative, and that's why they try and push for graphic novels and stuff like that. Like, we could really go into this, but I because we're knowledgeable and because this show is kind of like centered around new comics coming out, we're going to assume that most of the people here are, somewhat knowledgeable of new comics, or at least curious about new comics. So like, that's kind of, why I want to talk about these books as I'm reading them, and why I'm reading them too. I want to know what's going on. I have to say, I myself was always curious, right? Like I always wanted to know what Secret Empire was about. So I went and picked it up and I read it. I never read the whole Hydra Cap thing. So I, recently found a whole bunch of them in a dollar bin and fucking put together a run and read the whole thing. And I enjoyed it. There's aspects of it though that I'm missing, like big parts of the story that like cross over into like Uncanny Avengers that I'm never going to read. But like I got the gist of the story. Like the things that I wanted to read, I was able to read and follow and understand. So yeah, but I definitely see your point. It definitely becomes, you get lost in the weeds.
Yep.
It's very easy for that to happen. All right. Absolute Flash number 18. This was phenomenal. This has been such a great Absolute series. Everybody's sleeping on this right now. I've had a copy of Absolute Flash number 4 that has just been sitting on my rack for like weeks. No one's touching it. This is an awesome issue. I really love what's going on here. The chemistry between Wally and Linda is great. And now we got Grodd back in the picture. And all three of them have this incredible chemistry and connection with each other. And a whole bunch of weird shit happens in this issue. I'm not going to really spoil it for you guys, but this is really great. Really awesome conclusion to this book and a major character introduction here. This is going to be a key book for the Absolute Universe because this is the first appearance of one of the Flash's most vile villains. So, I won't tell you who. You got to go read it. But if you're not reading Absolute Flash, you need to jump on this book. It's honestly one of the best Absolute books out there. And if you're not a fan of like the art style of the Batman, this one has actually got a really good style. Like the art style is a little bit more rendered, and it's better. I like this a lot. I'm going to give this a 4 out of 5. I was really impressed.
Cool. Well, now I'm always honest, sometimes to a fault. You're the first person I've heard talk about Absolute Flash. I didn't even know there was an Absolute Flash.
Oh yeah. No, they put it out there. Because initially they launched Absolute Batman, Wonder Woman, and Superman. Mm-hmm. And once those are really successful, they're like, okay, we're going to do Absolute Flash and Green Lantern. And then they announced Absolute Catwoman and Absolute Green Arrow. And now they're doing Absolute Black Canary. So they're kind of like easing us all into it. So they're working their way in. But they're doing a great job of it. I mean, honestly, it's hard to run a line like that. But the thing I have to say that DC is doing so well with this is they're redefining the mythos for all these characters. And they're giving us like pretty strong covers here. Like this is a strong cover. Like, I like this, it makes you want to pick up the book, and I feel like that's something that's really becoming less prominent now. Like A covers are just not as strong. Oh yeah, Martian Manhunter too. Everybody fucking has a hard on for Martian Manhunter. Like, it's so fucking good. I don't even know what the fuck that book's about. It's about
I tried 2 issues and I needed a roadmap. I was lost.
Oh my god, no, dude! I read the whole fucking thing, and every time I picked it up, I'm like, "What the fuck's going on here?" And it's like, "Oh, the key is he's the only one who sees the Martian." Fucking duh! What the fuck is going on? Like, they need to make an idiot's guide to Absolute Martian Manhunter. So
oh my god!
No, it's true. I mean,
I hear you.
Yeah, but this has been a lot of fun. I really like a lot of the DC Next Level stuff. This has been great. Lobo's just fun. It's a fun book. Now, unlike the Spider-Man Hulk that was like unintentionally or intentionally trying to be funny and just not hitting the mark, this is funny and it does hit the mark. Scotty Young does a great job of writing it. We got Riley Rosmo coming in for the artwork. So the style in this issue is a little bit different than Jorge Fernandez's artwork. He's the one who's been doing the series regularly, but this is a fun issue. Lobo goes to hell and causes trouble in hell, and it's a great read. And I will say these DC books feel a lot less decompressed than some of those Marvel books that I read. This is a great issue of Lobo. And I'm going to give this a 4 out of 5 for sure. Pick up Lobo this week. It's really good. This is a fantastic series.
It is a wonderful series, and believe it or not, this series was my introduction to Lobo. I had no clue about anything.
Yeah,
about Lobo.
Same here. I've never read
since he was going to be in the movie this summer. I wanted to get to know him, so I jumped on this one when it came out in January. I've loved every issue.
Yeah,
and I did read that one today, and the whole Tooth Fairy thing had me dying.
Oh my God, the fairy thing was fucking hysterical.
That was amazing.
Oh, that was great. That was awesome.
Yep.
So Lewis is asking, what did we think about the Scotty Young take on Rocket Raccoon? I didn't read it. Did you?
No, I did not.
I mean, it seems like he's the right guy to do the job. And going back to Zach, he was like, "Can you believe that they canceled season 2 of Wonder Man?" I don't think this is the last we've seen of Wonder Man. I'm going to be completely honest. Like, why would you cancel something that is so popular and not have plans for it and just say like, okay, we did this. It was really well received.
And just my opinion, and I am by no means an expert on what happens behind the scenes. I think Marvel kind of got into a panic the way that the curve was falling on their movies and on the popularity and how DC was coming up a little bit. So I think they kind of abandoned things out of maybe a fear that they shouldn't have abandoned. And now maybe with the resurgence of Spider-Man going to hit 10 trillion or whatever the hell it's going to make, will give them some confidence to put some of these projects back and give them another try. Because I honestly think for a while there, they were like, oh shit, we better save money. We better pull this. We better pull that. Because a lot of the promises they made, they canceled. And now
the biggest thing that they disappointed people with was the Blade movie.
Oh, yeah.
And I think Marshala Ali called them out. He did a good job of calling them out. He's like, if they had the money, they could have made the movie, and they chose not to.
Well, look at all those post-credit scenes that meant nothing because they never went anywhere with it.
Yeah.
And it's like, I think a lot of it had to do with, oh my God, have we like overstayed our welcome? Is the superhero fatigue real that we keep hearing about? But now with the success of Spider-Man, tell a good story. Yeah. Give people the heroes they want. Don't shove crap down our throats that we don't want. And write a good story, and the movies will do fine. And that's the same for their comics. I mean, if you can do it on the side projects, just write a good story. Don't rehash something we've already read 25 times before. Yeah. And people will love your work.
Yeah, totally. And I mean, even Spider-Man was not, honestly, I think Wonder Man as a TV show was fucking levels beyond that Spider-Man movie. Like, in terms of its narrative and what it was doing and everything, like, it was the most superhero show. It was too smart for what it was intended to be. And initially, they didn't want a sequel to it. So the fact that we're not getting a sequel, I wonder if there's a hidden reason behind that. And I wonder if there's something more planned for the character, because why would you just abandon, Ben Kingsley and, I forgot his name, the actor who played Wonder Man. They just did such a great job together as a team. It was really fantastic. It was such a good show.
I'll be honest, I didn't see it. I didn't watch it.
So it's good. Oh, dude, you got to check it out. It's really good.
I'll have to give it a shot.
Yeah. All right, so Alien King Killer, you had mentioned Alien books before and like how every single Alien book gets renamed, like where are we in continuity? To answer that question, I think that what Alien has been doing is really kind of what I think that most Marvel books need to be doing right now, which is stop with the continuity, like create the legacy numbers, but like create arcs and then just reset everything to number 1 again. Like they're doing it anyway. this makes it easy for people to follow what's going on, and Alien books are doing that. But
as long as they make it a true number one, I have no problem with it.
Yeah.
But when it's a continuation of the previous series and you don't know that, and you're waiting for issue 21 to come out, you don't know to connect it to this new one.
No, you're totally right. Now, Alien King Killer is about this like soldier dude who's like a synthetic mixed with alien and human DNA. And he has like a couple siblings. This is them, and they're very powerful. So they're called the King Killers, and they run certain sectors in this planet. And that's what the whole run has been about. It's like its own standalone thing. So there's no other, it doesn't connect to anything else. It's just Alien King Killer.
Huh.
And it started out really interesting because it wasn't your typical alien book. In fact, you didn't really see a lot of aliens. In this issue, you finally see aliens. And I have to say, it's one of those books that like kind of felt like it's got this buildup. Now can they stick the landing? And I did not feel like they stuck the landing. I was really disappointed in how this ended. It just felt like the most generic fucking ending you could possibly imagine for a 5-issue series. Everything just happens exactly the way you want. There's no real revelation that really makes you give a shit about everything you experience throughout. I'm honestly, I kind of feel a little indifferent about the writer. He had a Saladin Ahmed. He wrote like a long run of Daredevil. He did a lot of Miles Morales, Spider-Man. Like everything I've read of his just kind of feels like ho-hum. It's just like, hey, if we need a fill-in writer for something, let's just get Saladin. Saladin's doing Wolverine right now, and I dropped it. I don't give a fuck about anything that's going on in these books. And this book just doesn't feel like it sticks to landing. Like this art right here, this page, this panel right here is so disappointing. Sorry, I'm trying to give you guys a chance to look at this. Everything feels out of perspective. And there's no menace in the alien. Like we finally get the alien, but there's no fucking menace. There's lots of light. We can fucking see them. You're not supposed to fucking see the aliens. They're supposed to be like in the dark. They're supposed to be a threat that fuck shit up. There's barely any aliens in this. That's a little bit more menacing and cool and stuff, but like everything just kind of happens exactly the way you expect it to happen. There's some cool action in it, I'll give it that. But yeah, this really didn't stick the landing. This gets another 2 out of 5 for me.
I noticed as you were flipping through the pages an absence of xenomorphs. There seemed to be a lot of people fighting.
And an absence of word balloons. I mean, this is another very decompressed book that I read in like 5 minutes, which again helps me prepare for the show and get ready for it. But come on, I mean, like, if you're gonna charge me fucking $5 for this book, give me something to fucking work with here. Right. This is gonna be in a dollar bin in a year, I guarantee you.
Tell a good story.
Yeah, tell a good story. I'm honestly, I'm not on the Saladin Ahmed train. I mean, I don't want my opinions to ever affect anybody's ability to get work, but if I'm being honest, am I a fan? No, he has not written anything, at least from Marvel and DC, that I find compelling. It feels like he's just, hey, Saladin, write Daredevil this way. Okay. I'll write Daredevil this way. Write Miles Morales. Okay. You do an alien story. Okay. And don't put any fucking aliens in it. So, all right. I mean, I get that he was trying to do something different here. It just didn't stick the landing. It's like, it lost me. All right. This was the sleeper hit of the week. I was actually shocked at how much I like this, because holy fuck, there's a lot of shit happen in this book. Avengers Armageddon is something that has been building up steadily. And again, I mentioned earlier how the Ultimate Universe plays a big role in this, and Chip Zdarsky's Captain America plays a big role in this, because now there's a new super soldier in town, and he's basically fucking Marvel's version of Homelander. But he's not Homelander exactly. He's just got his own view of how things should be done. And, Wolverine is the one who kind of gave him his superpower and has been trying to help him, but because he gave him one of the origin boxes. And now this dude is all powerful. And what he's been doing is he's been taking all the nuclear weapons around the world and destroying them, throwing them into the sun. And he's disarming the world of its military protection, of all its weaponry. And, Wolverine warns him, well, what's next? Next you're going to, who else are you going to take out? What else are you going to do? And then you find out there's a big fucking twist here, and I'm not going to spoil it for you, but that twist, you do not fucking see it coming. It just hits you. And everything about this is awesome. I really love Chip Zdarsky's artwork. And whenever you're doing something like a big team book, things get challenging in team books, but this is handled well. And it's not as decompressed as some of the other books that I've read this week. I'm really enjoying it. I'm really looking forward to seeing where we go next. Some really messed up stuff is happening here, and we're getting a hint of where it's going with, the new Avengers series that's going to be launching from Chip and Marco Cicchetto, who was the illustrator on Ultimate Spider-Man. So, I mean, this artwork here is just, this guy can fucking draw. He's amazing. He's a super nice guy too. I met him at in con in Chicago last year. Really talented artist. We're gonna give this 4 out of 5.
Nice.
All right, we're let's see, where are we, Eddie? We're a little over the halfway point.
Cool.
Yeah, we're getting there. And,
Yeah, no worries.
and honestly, I just want to say I really love having you on the show today, buddy.
I love being here, man. Anytime.
Yeah, you're welcome here anytime. All right, so next up, talk about another fucking filler book. If this was the first issue and the only issue of a comic one person had ever read, would they ever pick up another book again? If this was the book that someone read for the first time in their lives and had to judge comics based on it, my answer would be no. And again, this is written by Mark Waid, who is an incredible writer, has written everything over and over and over again and finds ways to make it brilliant every time. I just don't think he stuck the landing here. So this issue is about a baseball game that takes place in hell.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, kind of, but like not really, because like, guess what happens? If you had to guess who wins the baseball game, who would you think wins? Yeah, exactly. It's like, it's the most fucking it's predictable, and it's lighthearted, and I get it and everything like that. But I mean, I just don't feel the heart here. I mean, maybe Mark Waid had a passion about writing, something about a baseball game. He does have a character here that, was dragged into hell, and his soul was, in the balance, and he didn't live a really righteous life. And, Superman and him kind of go into it. And that was kind of like the moral part of the story. And at least there's that, but this is not a fucking $4 comic to me. This is dollar bin shit. I'm sorry. Like, all due respect. This is if I found this in a dollar bin, I'd be fine with it. I'd read it and be like, whatever. The fact that I paid $4 for this, like, I want my money back. I want a goddamn book. Now, the cover promises that there is going to be a baseball game in this book, so that's my fault. I picked it up, and but in comparison to the annual that they released, where it was centered around Alfred and Pa Kent, I felt like there was more heart in that than there was in this one. Like, I felt like there was something we could relate to. I didn't feel like I could relate to it. It felt like I was playing a Super Nintendo game where it's like DC Comics Superheroes All Stars, like they're playing baseball. Go fuck yourself, So
that story just sounds like a Hanna-Barbera 70s kids cartoon.
Yeah, which I mean kind of is the feel of the book at times, like that is what he's been going for with it. So if that's your jam, then you'll be fine with this. I mean, this is not like a poorly unprofessional book, but for me, I want substance, and this is not where I'm going to find it. This is probably not where you're going to find it either, but if you like Super Friends, shit like that, you're gonna like this book, you know. And that's the overall feel of World's Finest. Just so you guys know, it's not meant to be a serious book. So you know, you get what you pay for. And
if it gets kids interested in comics, then so be it. But
if a kid, my kids would never find this stuff interesting. I'm sorry, I love my, you know, I just no. I mean, maybe a kid who plays baseball might find it interesting, possibly.
especially if they play baseball in hell.
Well, I mean, I think the idea of the athlete who, you know, wasn't a good person, you know, like he was a good
Right.
athlete, but like he lived a shitty life, you know, like it kind of sends the message like, hey, kids, if you're playing sports, like don't be a dick, kind of a thing. That's a strong message. I mean, I guess you kind of honestly, after talking with this, Eddie, I'm gonna step back on my review of this. I'm gonna say that this book was written for a certain audience, and when I approached it, I was not the audience that it was made for. But that does not make it a bad book. So I'm actually
Fair
gonna.
enough.
I was gonna give it a 2. I'm gonna give it a 3.5. It deserves. It deserves that. And Mark Wade, I owe you an apology. You're a fucking genius. You've gotten me to see it from a different perspective. You know, like maybe for a kid, this could be that comic that changes it.
Could be. You never know.
Yeah. All right. We got 4 more books, and they're all fucking awesome. So just
Nice.
so you guys know, yes, these next 4 books were great. So Deathstroke, the Terminator #6. Love this cover. I just absolutely love this cover. You see the 2 characters entangled in combat. The background is not, you know, it's not forcing them to meld in with the background. They're clearly popping because of the blue background. It really works, you know. And if you've been reading this series, you know, you know, this is the moment we've been leading up to. So, without giving it away for you guys, there's been a mystery throughout this whole series of who framed Deathstroke, and we find out that it's who that Deathstroke is. I'm not going to ruin it for you guys, but this book ends on such a strong note. Like it's the end of the first arc of the series. Great artwork by Carmine Di Giamonico. This guy's an incredible artist. Really love his style. He's really evolved over the years, and he's just incredible. I mean, this is just such a good fucking book, and the way it ends really, really shocked me. I was really impressed with it, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what they do next with it. This easy gets a 4 out of 5 with me. If you're not picking up Deathstroke, The Terminator by Tony Fleecs, you got to. It's a great series. Tony was across from me at Fan Expo Boston last week, and he's just such a nice guy. But you know, being a nice guy doesn't mean you make good comics. Making good comics means you make good comics. You could be the nicest guy in the world, but if you don't know how to write, sorry. And Tony knows how to write. I'm not kissing his ass. I'm just telling you guys, this guy can tell a good fucking story. If you've read Stray Dogs or Feral, this is the same guy who brought you those books. And he's now working on Deathstroke the Terminator. He's 6 issues in, and he's crushing it. He told me that him and Carmine are like laying out stuff for the future. They're going with this, and they're having a lot of fun working on it. And I highly recommend you guys jump on this. It's a great series. Have you checked it out, Eddie?
No, I have not. Nope.
All right. Now, next book here is Dared Evil, #5. This is a cool cover, actually. You know, what do you think of the cover?
That's a pretty metal cover.
Yeah, I mean,
That would have me thinking a horror thing coming up.
Yeah, right, exactly. You know, even though, what do you think would happen if someone did poke out Matt Murdock's side? Do you think he would like have a reaction to that? You know,
Well, I would think so. It would
You know,
still
like-
hurt.
It still hurt, right? Exactly.
Right.
So, okay, fine. All right, he's got his eye poked out. All right, so we've been building up to this confrontation with the villain named Omen. Omen pokes out the eyes of their victims so that they can see the future. And Daredevil makes the connection to Foggy Nelson on how to stop him. And I have to be honest, once again, I feel like we got an ending here that just does not stick the landing to this first arc. And, you know, it's not over with Omen, but just something about this. It started out feeling so much more ominous and promising than it ended up being. Great artwork in here, by the way. I really love the artwork. Very decompressed book. You know, blam, blam, blam. You know, like, come on. Like, you couldn't come up with something for us. Like, you know, what's this guy thinking? What's happening in this moment? Like, if you read Frank Miller's Daredevil, even when you're trying to build mystery, you can still do it with slowing people down. I mean, honestly, I didn't even pay attention to what was going on. I just fucking read through it as quickly as I could. For a $5 book, it's like you really don't really take the time to sit in and absorb what's going on. And I hate the decompression of that of these books. Like, you know, even if this page doesn't feel decompressed, you get like 3 or 4 pages of nothing, and then all of a sudden you get smacked with exposition. You know, this started out really strong, but it's getting kind of weak. I got to be honest with you. It's you know, I love that we have a female writer on Daredevil. She seems really fucking awesome. I've been following Stephanie Phillips online, and you know, she seems like she's a really cool person, and you know, like she's got a good personality. But like, again, can she write a good comic? I mean, I believe she can, but are we seeing her best work come through in Daredevil? I don't know. You know, I don't think it's on. I don't feel like Omen is a villain we're going to be seeing again. And if we do, like, she's really got to level up that character. There's nothing memorable about this villain. Nothing I care about. It ends on a little bit of a cliffhanger. We got a hint of what's coming next. We got Tombstone, Hammerhead, and Silvermane. That's cool. And then we got the Russian, you know, what is it? Sweatpant crew, you know, so that's cool. We'll see where it goes, but kind of like you know, this is just an average book. It's a 3 out of 5. And I hate that for Daredevil. Daredevil should be a freaking 5 out of 5 book. I mean, this started out so strong, and it's just becoming like every other mundane Daredevil book. And the confrontation at the end, like, I don't even understand what Omen's powers are, or what Omen wants, or why she's poking out the eyes of her victims, or their victims. I don't even know if it's a he or she. Nothing makes sense. Like, some things are kind of like hinted at, but honestly, I feel like Omen feels a lot like Torment from, you know, the Spider-Man line, the new symbiote Ripper guy from the Death Spiral thing. It's like there's this like not very engaging backstory to these villains. It's just like we need a shocking new villain, and here it is. Like we don't need new shocking villains. Give us a fucking good Bullseye story where Bullseye does something even fucking worse than he did before. It's not that hard to come up with it. He's a villain, and he knows Matt Murdock personally, and he's done all kinds of shit to him. Like, he can do more shit to him. You know, make us care about these villains. And if you're going to create a new villain, make us care. I did not care for Omen. I just don't care. And the fact that Spider-Man had to name him, and by making the pun "Oh Man," so that's how I made it. That's how Omen gets his name. It's like, come on.
Are you shitting me?
I'm not shitting you.
Oh wow, that's weak.
It is weak. It is weak. Why would Spider-Man name the villain? Wouldn't the villain name themselves and say, "I'm Omen"? Like, come on. That's
wow.
Yeah.
Talk about lazy writing. Oh man.
Oh man. I don't know if it's, but you know, again, I don't. Is it lazy writing? It's hard for me to say. I don't ever want to call. I don't know what goes on in the bullpen. I don't know who's lazy, who's just trying to get work done. You know, I don't know. But honestly, I think editorial should have spotted that and been like, yeah, no, Spider-Man's not naming the fucking villain. Like, that's fucking stupid.
Right.
So,
the name of the villain should have something to do with what the villain is, not just
yes, and the villain decides who they are. They're the ones who say, you know, I'm fucking Omen, and I'm going to poke out your eyes and see the future. Can your eyes see the future, Eddie?
I don't think so. If they can, they've never told me.
Yeah, my eyes can't see shit. That's why
Maybe I have to poke them out first. I don't know.
That's why I wear fucking glasses. You can only see half of the future.
There you go. So going forward, Matt Murdock doesn't have eyes?
No, he has eyes. He didn't lose his eyes.
Oh, okay. I thought you said they poked his eye out.
I mean, no.
Oh, okay. Okay, never mind. I don't want to spoil
It was, you know, this to me is like one of those like metaphorical covers where, you know, Omen does this, so she's going to do it to Daredevil. I would have rather seen that happen. That would have been like, holy fuck, Daredevil got his eyes poked out. That's fucked up. Okay, cool. Now we get like, that would have been interesting, you know, and then he gets eyes and now he can see. They would go from being Daredevil, the man without fear, to Daredevil, the man who could see.
Without eyes.
Yeah, without eyes. All right.
Awesome.
Or how about Daredevil, the man who can see men?
Ooh.
See men?
Written by Uncle Jack.
Written by Uncle Jack. All right, Absolute Green Arrow. This is amazing stuff, guys. We got, I think, 9 issues of this or 12 issues, whatever. Pornsak Pesciotti is writing this, and it is fucking phenomenal. This issue is fucking wild, and it ends on such a crazy cliffhanger. I don't want to ruin this for you, but I do want to say this. This is going to be a key book. So if you're going to buy a book this week for spec purposes, buy this book, and I'll tell you why. You got the first appearance of Solomon Grundy, who in the Absolute Universe is very different than the Solomon Grundy we see in anything else. Plus, with everything that's happening with Absolute Batman right now, I will not be surprised if we see an Absolute Superman, Wonder Woman, Green Arrow, and all this stuff if the Absolute Batman is successful, which I do believe it will be. So just like with everything else, I think DC is going to usher in this era of like really awesome animation through their Absolute Universe, and it's all going to start with this comic. So this would be a good time to invest. Go out and get yourself an extra copy of this book. It's only $5 right now, but later on, this could be, you know, a couple $100, possibly. Not likely, but possibly. It could be up, like, you know, whatever. I'm not going to put a dollar amount on it, but no one ever thought Absolute Batman #1 was going to be as crazy valued as it is, you know, and there's a lot of issues of Absolute Batman that are just absolutely skyrocketing in value. I'm not much of a spec buyer, to be honest with you guys. I think a lot of that stuff's bullshit anyway. But, you know, if I were to be a spec buyer, this would be my spec book of the week. But it's also a really damn good book, and it gets a 5 out of 5. This actually is a fucking great book. When a book ends and it's like, holy shit, I need to know what happens next. Like I'm hooked. That's, you know, this book does what every comic should be doing right now. Every one of these books that I reviewed tonight should be doing exactly what this book is doing.
Everybody, you do you. But in my opinion, the spec buyers annoy the hell out of me.
Yeah.
Because all they do is drive the prices up of books for people like us who really want to read them.
Yeah,
and then it gets to the point where you got to wait for a second print or you got to go digital because you can't afford to buy. It's ridiculous when a comic comes out on Wednesday that on Thursday they're charging $100 for it already.
Oh yeah,
for the A cover. I'm like, what?
Yeah,
are you shitting me?
You didn't even get a chance to run to the comic shop. You know, it's
right. It's just like that Dork comic that just everyone blew up.
Yeah,
I'm just like,
yeah.
What?
I didn't even read it. I didn't even bother with it.
I didn't either.
Yeah, I don't. The concept didn't strike me, but you know, it's a popular series. People love it. I actually bought a variant cover of it from another artist who worked on it. So,
but you can't tell me that a book that comes out on Wednesday should be sold for $100 on Thursday.
No,
that's just wrong. That's wrong.
It is. It's wrong. It should take time to go up in value.
Absolutely
it needs to circulate.
And that's what the spec buyers are doing is they're just shooting the prices up because they're hoard buying.
Yeah, yeah.
And they just annoy me.
No, I agree.
Buy a comic because you love it and you want to read it and you want to show it love and you want to be part of that world. Don't buy it looking for a retirement plan. Come on.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's like your porn collection. You're not trying to retire on your porn collection. You buy your porn so you can watch it and enjoy it and love it.
Watch out for carpal tunnel.
Yeah, watch out for carpal tunnel. Clean your sheets. You know, use a tissue.
I got my stick right here. You're getting close.
Oh, you're getting close. You've been a really good fucking cyber nanny today. You've been doing a fucking great job, dude. Like, you've really helped tone down the flow of the show.
Right.
Yeah. See, yeah, you've done a great job. You know, and again, why did I bring Eddie on tonight? It's because we needed a cyber nanny. I'm gonna play that video again. You know, I got hit up. I got dinged by YouTube and Facebook, and you know, this is what I was like. I didn't fucking swear, and they're like, "Yeah, you did." And here's the video that proves it.
Now we have Deadpool 10. Why don't you fucking buy it? And now we got this. Oh fuck! Shit! Will spotlight on Nick Fuckery. Oh shit! Oh, piss. X-Men, more like semen. Damn it! Shit! Ass! What the fuck? Shit my ass! Piss fuck shit ass fuck! Shitty shitty bang bang, shitty shitty bang bang, we love you. Bang bang, shitty shitty bang bang.
That was why we had to bring Eddie in tonight. Get the cyber nanny in here. So
If I'm your moral compass, you're in trouble, brother.
really fucked. I'm really fucked. All right, final book of the night, Battle Beast number 12. It is the most decompressed book ever, but it is so fucking good, man. Oh my god, this is so much fun. Huge battle between Battle Beast and Conquest. Holy crap. This book delivers in so many ways, but there's no exposition at all. And you know what? I don't fucking care. This is one of those situations where it's like, give me more of Ryan Otley's amazing artwork. Give me more lame puns between these characters. This, you know, contradicts everything I've said about every comic tonight. It's just fucking brilliant, and it's great. And you can tell that the creators are having fun. It's like what you just said, Eddie, you do you. You can tell that everybody who worked on this book is doing it because they fucking love it and they're having fun with it. And it was amazing. This is just so many great spreads in this book. Holy shit. And this brings us to the conclusion of season 2 of Battle Beast. So Battle Beast is coming back in March 2027. That is the saddest part of this book, is the fact that we now have to wait 6 months before we get more Battle Beast. But holy shit, was this great. 5 out of 5. I've completely contradicted myself based on everything that a comic should be, but this is exactly everything a comic should be. It's so good. And I can't even explain why. It just delivers. It promises you that there's going to be a huge battle between Conquest and Battle Beast. We know the concept of Battle Beast. He's trying to find his better. Has he found it? You know, read the book to find out, and it's great. You know, Robert Kirkman writes a lot of decompressed content. He puts a lot of decompressed content out there, but it's all so fucking good that I forgive him. So, yeah, I contradict myself.
Everything that was wrong is right again.
Oh, it totally is. I mean, I'm shocked by it, but yeah, it was a damn good book. So, yep. That's all the reviews for today. And Eddie, once again, thank you for coming on here. I really appreciate
my pleasure.
You.
My pleasure, brother. My pleasure.
Is there anything you want to mention or talk about before we close out tonight?
We've been lining up some more interviews to do because those are really fun. We just did Mr. Fish a week ago.
Oh, I love
and
Fish.
that was such a lot. That was so much fun.
Awesome.
And now he's spreading the word to his pals, and they're actually reaching out to us asking to be on our show, which that's humbling. I mean, our little, 2 guys show that it's going nowhere and has 100 subs or whatever. People are wanting to be on it because they see that they're having fun talking about their books. And that's all I care about. Have fun, talk about comics anytime. I'm so happy. If someone would have told me 2 years ago that I would be on Onrie'S show, I'd be like, you're so full of shit. And here I am.
All you had to do was ask. I would have had you on any time, bro. Like,
I'm just saying.
Like any time, man. Like, that's this, it's not like getting on my shows like this. Oh, I got this big, huge line here.
I love what you do, brother.
I appreciate you, man. You've been supporting me for a long time, and I appreciate that. But
You know what cracks me up? My wife was going through the room the other day, and she found a long box still taped up from you from like 3 years ago that I never opened.
oh my
I
god,
have no clue what's in it, but it's the size of a long box.
hey, you should take pictures of the books that are in there. I might buy some back from you.
There you go.
Some of them might be worth something. Honestly, I will not kid you. There are times when it's like you forget about something. Then you like go back and you open it up and you're like, holy shit, this book's like worth something now. You know, it's
Somehow it had a sheet put over it, and we had been using it for like an end table.
oh wow, really?
And she took it. Well, it was in our room, so it was just like had a light. She took it off, and I'm like, oh my god, that's like a box like Onrie'S sent. And I looked, and it's still taped shut, and it's from you, and it's probably from 3 years ago because it was one of the long boxes when I was buying all your racks.
Dude, you should do that. Is so awesome. Lorena is saying you should do an unboxing.
Of a long box?
Yeah, you
Be
should.
a 12-hour.
Really cool.
I can't talk anymore, but here's the book.
Yeah, here's this book. It's going for $2, $2, $2. Well, Eddie, thank you again. I appreciate you coming on.
My pleasure. Love
today.
you, brother.
It's been great having you on here, honestly.
Thank you.
You know, you're welcome here anytime. When Eddie and I initially extended the invite for Eddie to come on and join us tonight. And when I asked him to come, well, fuck.
I went, ugh.
when I asked him to join, he was really trying to read all these books and keep up with me tonight. But I told him, you know, this is my responsibility. You just come on here and come hang out. But Eddie actually took the time to look over some of these books tonight, and I appreciate you, contributing to the conversation because it makes it more fun. It's not just this, it's not just me sitting there anymore, talking about stuff. It's, now it's a conversation, and I appreciate that very much.
I appreciate being asked. I had a blast. This was great.
Awesome.
What a great way to kick off my 5-day weekend.
That's great. That's awesome. Yeah, enjoy that. Well, speaking of 5-day weekends, tomorrow, I invite you guys to join us live tomorrow evening for the Fantastic Four John Byrne overview. I'm going to look at all of John Byrne's run on Fantastic Four, and I'm bringing on Jim Salicrup, who was the editor on the title when John Byrne was writing it and drawing it. So come join us for the conversation tomorrow at 5 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Mountain Time, 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern. That is tomorrow for the Fantastic Four John Byrne overview. We're doing a deep dive into his entire run, celebrating one of the greatest bodies of work by one of the greatest creators ever. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Eddie, have a great night. We'll see you later. Everybody take care. And
Uncle Jack loves you, brother.
Uncle Jack loves all of you guys. All you got to do is just give him a couple yanks and he'll be good to go. All right, everybody take care. Have a great night.